Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So today we will present about our research, which is aggression level among Koed student and its relationship between the gender. So there will be 4 presenters, SYAFIQ, Hakim, Hafiz and myself, AMIRUN. In this presentation, we include the introduction, research question, methodology, result and discussion, and last one, conclusion.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, the term aggression comes from the Latin word aggression, which means attack. And various researchers have defined the term aggression in their own way. So, aggression is any behavior that results in physical or emotional injury to a person or also animal, or one that leads to property damage or destruction. And aggression can be verbal or physical, and there are 4 types of aggressive behavior, which is accidental, expressive, instrumental, and also hostile. So the purpose of this research is to identify and determine the aggression level of Koed student and its relationship between gender. And there are 3 objectives that we aim to discover throughout this study. And the first objective of the study is to identify the aggression level among Koed students. The second one is to examine the difference of aggression level among males and female of Koed students. And lastly, our objective for this study is to determine the correlation of aggression level between the gender of Koed students. So there are two research questions that being identified for this study, which are: the first research question is what is the aggression level of Koed student. The second research question is there any significant difference of aggression level between male and female Koed student. And the third research question is there are any significant relationship between gender and aggression level among the Koed students. We move to methodology. So for this research, we adopted quantitative design, where it used the product of statistical summary and analysis to present the result. Besides, simple random sampling was used in this study. So it allowed all of the Koed students from different majors to have an equal chance of being participate in the study. And furthermore, this research is open to a level of study as long as they are from the Kuliah of Education. And there were 32 respondents that participated in our study.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad AZRIL bin Muhammad FADLI, metric number 1912733. So I will be presenting on the results for the research question 1, which is what is the aggression level of among the Koed students. So as we can see that I provide here the table for the means for each items or questions. So from the table, it shows the results achieved from the participants to each one of the items that they have answered in the aggression scale. The scale of the participants was measured ranging from extremely uncharacteristics to extremely characteristics according to the mean score scale, which we provide 5 scale for each items. So we make a measure for the first scale ranging from 0 to 1.67 of the mean, which indicates a low level of aggression, followed by 1.68 to 3.34 as the moderate level of aggression. Next, from 3.35 to 5 mean of the score, which indicates a high level of aggression. So based on the table 1, the average mean is 2.8, as we can see in the table shown. It indicates the average score of aggression level, which is moderate among the Koed students. And then according to the results, it has been shown that the range of aggression level among Kuliah of Education is moderate. And human aggression is actually any behavior directed toward another individual that is carried out with the proximate or immediate intent to cause harm. Since the results were on the moderate level of aggression, and it can be said that it is a normal outcome because every person needs to have a good level in the aspects of cohesions, so that they can have more security in life. And then aggression is a kind of human behavior that may serve as a protective factor in some dangerous situations, whereas may play a detrimental role in other situations, for instance, social conditions. And then for in the context of Koed students, maybe as a future teachers, they can use aggression in certain situations, so that it can bring better outcomes for themselves and their students in certain situations. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I am Tuan Hafiz with metric number 1815843. Will present on the research question number 2. So, is there any significant difference of aggression level between male and female student? So, for our study, female has more majority than a male, with 20/12 men. So we have used random sampling sample with to find the strong connection with the research question 2. We can see from the table that the data has been fulfilled. So why? Because from the data, look, the F which variance between sample is 2.78, and then we look on the P, which we get 0.107. That means P is bigger than 0.05. So when it was bigger than 0.05, we consider that sample represent the population. So for the second research question, we decided to use independent t-test to prove the research question 2. We look at the T and P. T value is the result of taking one sample that calculated from the entire population. So we get the data that we have made the hypothesis for this question, which there is no significant difference aggression level between male and female among Koed students. In data collection, also we get T 30, while P we got 0.48, which greater than P 0.05. So the hypothesis has failed to be rejected and get passed.
Assalamualaikum. My name Mohamad AMIRUN bin ROMAINOOR. My metric number 1911245. I will continue the third research question. Is there any significant relationship between gender and aggression level among Koed students? To know is there any significant relationship between gender and aggression level among Koed students, we have three assumptions for correlation, which are normality, linearity, and homoscedasticity. The first one, assumption for normality, is fulfilled because mean, median, and mode are close. Also, skewness and kurtosis value within the range between -1 to 1 and -3 to 3. The second assumption is linearity. In this study, our assumption for linearity is not fulfilled because the result in SPSS do not come our fit line, and it means linearity is not fulfilled. Actually, from this we can see there is no correlation between aggression level and gender, but we're not sure 100%. The last assumption for correlation is homoscedasticity. For the result, homoscedasticity assumption is satisfied because the observed data are along the fit line and not scattered. Another reason because R square linear larger than 0.05, which 0.983, which indicate the homoscedasticity is satisfied. So it means our sample will represent the population. And for the correlation of aggression level Koed student between gender, the correlation analysis revealed that there is not significant relationship between these two variables. The results show for mean 55.38, for standard deviation 13.30, for R -0.131, and for P 0.476. We can see P larger than 0.05. So for this correlation, the non-hypothesis is failed to rejected. With the R equal -0.131, it indicates that it is indeed a negligible correlation because the size correlation between 0.00 to 0.30. Therefore, there was no relationship between aggression level and gender. Also, it can be inferred that aggression level cannot be measured by gender.
The research aimed at determining the relationship between aggression level and gender among Koed students. Thus, the study aims to examine whether the differences in gender do influence the aggression level. So the result found that there was no significant relationship between the two variables with no difference between gender. So this result are at odds with a number of past research which suggests that gender does not influence the aggression level of them.